in Austin. But if you don't have the 50, we're going to throw you right back in the lake. That's right. That's what we call a good old-fashioned Arkansas catch and release. Whack. Bridge up here, and you get a pretty good view of the lake. Very beautiful. I'd say midday is probably around the best time to view it. Hey, might even see some big old expensive boats out here. It is 4th of July weekend. They're probably ramping and ramping. Alright, here we are, folks. Beautiful Lake Hamilton. It is seabirding. And also, guys, see you right over here. See that mountain way off in the distance? That is Mount Riante. Mount Riante is one of the only mountains in the United States that runs east to west instead of north to south. Oh, there's a lot of boats out there. Oh, goodness. Gosh, some choppy waters today. Oh, yeah, we're going to ride the wave a few times today, folks. Now, we are here at the boat ramp. I've got a funny story about this. This ramp over here was built for us about 6 years ago, and we told the guy that built it we needed to be a 13-degree ramp. Not too steep. Well, I don't know what this guy was on when he was building it, but we found a whole 30-pack of Pabst Blue Ribbon at the bottom when it was done. And he turned it into a 31-degree ramp. Yeah, it's a little different, you know, a lot of bit different, actually. And if you don't know how steep 31 degrees is, well, looks like you're about to find out. Quack, quack. There it is. Bum, 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 the boat ramp. Bum, bum, bum. Now what I want everybody on tour to do right now is pick a number between 1 and 50. Any numbers between 1 and 50. 12 or 12, 21. I think I heard 50. So what we're going to do, let's go down this boat ramp at 50 miles an hour. That's right. Here we go. Y'all ready? There we go. Hands up. Yeah, right. There's no way. Yeah, we wouldn't be a duck boat no more. Submarine, maybe. We went down to 50 miles an hour. Ain't no way. I only think we'd hit 50 anyways. Quack. Alright, right before we go in there, we'll check our prop one more time, make sure it still spins. And it does. Alright, you guys ready? Oh, we can do better than that. Are you ready?
Yeah!
Let's go! There it is. There we go. On. Jeez, on. Well, don't do that in your everyday vehicle. Results can vary. Just saying. Quack. Welcome to the lake, guys. We made it. It's actually really nice out here today. It's not actually been that bad. Usually 4th of July weekend, we get some pretty big waves out here. It gets pretty crazy, but it's really not been that bad today. I think honestly Monday will probably be way worse. Quack. You guys got lucky. Well, like I said, welcome to the lake, folks. We're on one of our 3 man-made lakes out here in Hot Springs. We got Lake Hamilton, Lake Washita, and Lake Catherine. Now, Lake Catherine is the smallest lake we got. It's located directly behind us. It's kind of like a pond, honestly. Not a big fan of it, but it's okay. I do like Lake Hamilton right here. This is our medium-sized lake. It's just my favorite lake to fish. Got any fishermen on board? Anybody likes to go fishing? Should have brought the poles. Quack. Yeah, this lake's excellent for fishing. You can catch anything out here. But my favorite lake of all is directly in front of us, Lake Washita, which is the biggest lake in Arkansas, and it's the cleanest. Matter of fact, it's tied with #1 cleanest lake in the country, which is Lake Texoma of the Texas-Oklahoma border. So that's pretty clean. Now, if anybody does decide to go fishing on any of these lakes, I'm going to recommend one thing to you. Go to Walmart, grab yourself a fishing license. It'll only run you about $10.50. The reason I tell you that, if you get caught out here by the Game and Fish Commission fishing without a license, they'll charge you up to $500. Confiscate all your poles, fishing equipment, and you don't even get to keep the fish you caught. So, go get a license first. Quack, quack. Well, anyhow. Now, I'm sure everybody has noticed this big old boat on your right. Austin, tell them about it. This over here on your right, folks, is the Belle of Hot Springs River boat. That's right. Now, back in the day, they used to have really nice dinners on the inside of there. But whenever the pandemic hit, they had to close the doors. But don't you worry. About a year ago, a heart surgeon from Little Rock actually purchased the Belle and the building connected to it. She started renovations on the inside of the boat, and it actually looks pretty nice. But on the outside, well, you can see it kind of needs a paint job. But, like I said, she also purchased the building connected to it, and she started the inside and outside renovations on it. She even added that 2-story balcony right there. Looks pretty nice. Pretty nice. Now, if anybody wants to go check out the Belle today, we'll drop you off right over here at this boat dock. $5 cash. Any takers? Any takers? Quack. We're just ducking. Speaking of boats, though, let's talk about the duck. Now, these ducks, the original ducks, were produced between the years of 1942 and 1945 out of Pontiac, Michigan by the General Motors Company. And while the men were off fighting in the war, guess who was building these ducks? The women. That's right. Hooray, women! Can we get a round of applause for all the women? But I'll tell you this right now. They're only around today because there was some men out driving them. I mean, come on, ladies, give us a credit. We're just good. But no, they actually did a really, really good job. They produced over 21,800 of these bad boys. And they're still holding up today. Now, these days, you're going to see a couple different kinds of ducks statewide. And the duck we're riding on right here is an original duck. And then there's another kind of duck called the stretch ducks. See, what they did in the 1980s was they took an original duck and stretched it out so it could fit more people. But that caused some problems. It made them very dangerous because of all the extra weight, all the people on board made them prone to sinking. And those are the ducks that you see on the news, you know, what happened in Branson. So never, ever, ever get on a stretch duck. Very dangerous. But I must admit, not everything on this original duck is original. Like, for instance, we got these company seats we're sitting on. I know, they're great. Quack. I know, they suck. But we've also got these brand new fire extinguishers right up here. And those protect us from all the fires that we've never had. We even have a brand new engine and transmission, which means this boat can really get up and go. That being said, you guys want to see the top speed of the duck out here on the water? Well, alright. Let's hit it. You ready, Nick? I'm ready, man. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Quack. Yep, you're looking at it. This is it right here. Quack. No, they actually do go quite a bit faster, but you guys don't want to see that. It's pretty scary. Bunch of parts rattling around. Not very fun. Yeah, this thing vibrates like you would not believe. It'll wake up everybody around here. I couldn't you? Wow. Everybody be looking at us. What kind of pond? That's a sea-doo pontoon? I wonder what the heck that was. It's really different. Quack. Got some cool boats out here today. Huh. Now, guys, right past this bridge is the main channel of Lake Hamilton here, and I want to tell you about some of these homes out here on the lake for a minute. Oof, got some limbs on the road. Boy, you can hear me hacking up here. Now, first things first, we are in between a few different islands, and if you look on your right, this island here, this is called Long Island. And can anybody tell me why we actually call this Long Island? It's long, you know. It's longer than it is wide. We're so creative with our names. I'm telling you, we're so smart. Now, sitting on your left, this is St. John's Island, this whole island here. And first things first, I'm going to point this out. On your left is one of my favorite restaurants. We got Fisherman's Wharf and Seafood right there. Let me tell you, it's on St. John's Island. It is awesome. Look at their parking lot. It's pretty much full already. It is such a good restaurant. They're only closed on Mondays, which I'm assuming they might be closed Tuesday. I don't know. But who knows? That's the best seafood you can find around here. They got indoor or outdoor patio dining. It's amazing. Best fish. Really good. Really can't beat it because of the fans they got out there. I know it's really hot. You might think, man, it would be hot to sit outside and eat, but they got like a million of them in there. Don't really feel that hot. Now, back to Long Island on your right. We're coming up on the biggest house on Lake Hamilton. It's right there, on your right, folks. Y'all see that big mansion? Oh, yeah. That house is owned by a man named Gilbert Garrett, who actually owns the largest excavating company in the state of Arkansas. It's called Garrett Excavation. Built that house for a few years ago. It's worth about $12 million. It's almost 17,000 square feet. I want you guys to guess. How many people do you think live in that big mansion? What do you think? It's actually 3. Only 3. Now, I would assume somebody don't like somebody in there. Okay, that's too big of a house for only 3 people, but it makes sense. I actually know the 3 people. The first person is Mr. Gilbert, who lives in there. The second person is his wife. Well, who do you think the third person is? Not his kid. It ain't the dog or cat either. The third person that lives in there is Gilbert Garrett's mother-in-law. Woohoo! Oh yeah. He got his mother-in-law living with him. Now you know why the house is so big. Yeah, she lives on the left-hand side of the mansion. See her has that cone-shaped roof, real pointy on the top there. Underneath that is over 2,300 square feet, just for his mother-in-law. And he calls it the mother-in-law wing of the home. Now, I don't know about you, but if I had that guy's kind of money, I'd build my mother-in-law a house, no problem. You know, maybe over there, maybe way over there, South Texas. We got options, okay? Probably wouldn't connect to mine. I mean, that's just me. Now, ironically, a few houses down from Gilbert's, we are also coming upon the smallest home on the lake. Well, damn, I'm gonna get Doug some bald eagles real quick. We'll speed up and get over here to show you. Quack, quack. Y'all feel the bald eagles? Oh, yeah, buddy. Now that's top speed. Quack. But here it comes. If you look on your right, you'll see this little house way over there behind those trees. It's got a green metal roof. Everybody see that? It's popping up. You can barely tell it's green because of the shade of those trees there, but yep. It's the only house over there with a green metal roof. That is the smallest home on the lake, and it's no bigger than a single wide trailer. It's actually a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. How much do you think that house over there sold for recently? Like I said, it's no bigger than a trailer. Try almost $500,000 for that home. Yeah, $487,000 for a trailer on some water. Of course, anything out here is expensive. Anything on Long Island out here is going to be considered commercial property. So it's real high. Quack, quack. I mean, really, you can put a cardboard box over there. It'd be worth $50,000 at least. Oh, we're about to get some waves. Where's the wave? So we're about to. What, from a jet ski? Yeah, get some. Man, I wish a wakeboard boat would come by. Stop speed. Whack. Down good. That looks like a lot of fun. Now we got a pontoon coming in hot. Maybe they got some beer we can have. Anybody want a beer? I'll ask them. There he comes. Oh yeah. You know they got some beer. They got the flags flapping. Look at that. Y'all got any beer? I want a beer. Give me a beer. Man. Selfish. People with their sheep out here. I'll tell you what. Anyhow. So the reason why the island on your left is called St. John's Island, well, There used to sit a monastery right behind these three-story gray condos on your left. It was called St. John's Monastery. It's no longer there. It's pretty much down with the monasteries and up with the condos nowadays. The funny thing is, back in the day when we did have a monastery there, right across the water from it, look on your right. See that White House with the red roof? That used to be a casino. It was called Sissy's Casino and Cat House. Woohoo! Yeah. So, we got a cat house on your right and a monastery on your left. Think about it. Man, I'd say those monks knew how to swim pretty good over here. I'm just saying. You know they did. They probably perfected the backstroke going over there. Who knows? But nowadays, that White House on your right is actually owned by a lady named Shannon Williams, who is the heir to the Maybelline Cosmetic Corporation, the makeup. You know, maybe it's Maybelline, something like that. She bought that house in 1995, right there on Long Island. Now, I am feeling kind of special. And I'm going to show you guys something that I typically don't show everybody, but, you know, we got my brother-in-law on board today. I'm kind of feeling special, so here we go. Look on your left. See this little house sitting on the water right here, folks? It's got an indoor boat garage. Y'all see that? Isn't that pretty cool? Well, guess what? That right there is Captain Austin's house. Woo! All right. If you guys want to, we can stop real quick for chips, cokes, and ice cream. We already talked about it. Y'all want that? Chips, cokes, ice cream? We got beer in there too. Let's go. All right.
Let's get it. We can do some fishing off the dock over here.
Oh yeah, we can now. See that for sure. He's got a pool table. I'll beat anybody in a game of pool right now. Quack. If you believe that, I will sell it to you too. That is not his house. Quack. I wish it was. If that was your house, dude, we'd be standing over there waving at these guys right now. But that is the only indoor boat garage home on the lake. And it's connected to this house up here on the hill, folks. This is called the Hamilton House. Now, we call this the Hamilton House because it was the first home ever built on Lake Hamilton. It was built here in 1932 for Mr. Van Lau. Van Lau was actually the president of the Coca-Cola Bottling Company out here at the time. Sadly passed away in 1962. Left his wife with a lot of debt. She was forced to sell the home. Now, she sold it to a Mr. and Mrs. Smith, who turned this into a really nice bed and breakfast. For many years, this was a bed and breakfast. Matter of fact, it was so nice, a lot of people like to have their weddings here. We just passed by the little spot they would do that. See that little patio area back there with the staircase comes down to it? It's a nice spot to get married. But could you imagine, you know, let's say it's your wedding day. You're standing over there saying your vows to your husband or your wife. And everything's just beautiful and peaceful. But then all of a sudden, one of these ducks, you know, they just come by quacking at you. Quack! Don't do it! Run! Oh man, we used to do that all the time. So much fun. But not anymore. This house is no longer a bed and breakfast. It's actually privately owned by a lady named Margaret Murphy, who's got more money than God. I'm not kidding. This lady owns a oil company out of West Texas called Murphy's Oil and Gas. She also owns a steakhouse here in town called 501 Prime. And worth a whopping $7 billion with a B. Billion. And guys on board, she ain't looking for a new husband or a new son. Me and Austin's already tried. I'll let you know that. Yeah. Austin tried a little too hard. She got a restraining order on him. We're not even supposed to be this close to the house right now, so let's just keep it down. Hopefully she don't see us.
Yeah, we need to go.
I'm kidding. Now, we'll tell you, I did meet Margaret one time. She told me a little bit about the home. The original part of the house is up front here. We see that balcony with the glass door. That's the original part of the home, built in 1932. And there are 5 floors to it. There are 2 floors on top and 3 that go down below ground. And the one floor that sits on the very bottom is the original wine cellar that Van Lau built when he was here. But, I'll tell you, the back part of the house, though, the 3-car garage, that's all brand new. You see right there? Margaret just added that on. But that's not even the coolest part. The coolest part of this house is right there on your left. You see that little door on this wall right here by itself? Believe it or not, that is a underground tunnel, folks, that goes throughout this property. It's out in front of the boathouse on the other side. Also, wise off, it goes to that little veranda patio area where people used to get married. And a lot of people think, since that house has a tunnel, it was built for Al Capone. It's really not true. Al Capone, folks, was on vacation at the time that house was being built on a little island. It was called Alcatraz. There ain't no way he built that house. He was in prison. But some people still believe it. But there are actually some tunnels downtown Hot Springs that are still there today, and they were built for Al Capone and a few other gangsters. We'll talk about that later on at the tour, but that one was definitely not built for him. Bye. Now, coming up straight ahead, folks, is our boat ramp. Now, before we hit this thing, I'm going to let you know, you're going to feel a bump, and all that is the front wheels hitting the bottom of the ramp. I do, however, want everybody on board before we hit to just raise your feet up so we don't chop any toes off, you know. We don't want to do that again. I'm working on 7.5 right now. I'm kidding. But before we hit, I will switch the duck into 4-wheel drive, and that's how we get out of the water. Gotta have them front wheels turning. Help us get up the ramp. Get ready for the bump. And touchdown. Any toes get chopped off? I hope not. Alrighty. We got all the wheels on the ground. Will she make it to the top? That's the question. Think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Come on, Dougie. We can do it. And we made it! Woohoo! That's right. Didn't have to use those life jackets after all. Alright. Let's get her back into 2-wheel drive. Put the bungee cord on the transfer case. That's how we hold the ducks up around here, folks. Bungee cords and duct tape. That's all you need, really. That's all you need. Did you guys like that water tour? Well, I'll tell you what, that's like a lot. We can do it again. We mix it up this time, do it backwards, maybe? We can. Alright, there we go. Beep, 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 beep. Whack. I'm kidding. We could do it that way, but it's not recommended. Whew, this air conditioning feels good, don't it, folks? Woo! Man. Ooh. Well, we actually did just pull in a Gregor Marine. And they're nice enough to let us use their boat ramp. And they're so nice, they actually do something special for us. If you guys take your duck ticket inside of Gregor Marine, they will give you one free boat. I know, I couldn't believe it either. Quack. No, but what they will give you is a 10% off a half-day boat rental and a 15%